Hello, my name is Jeffrey W. Ingram. I am the creator and one of the co-hosts of the World Builders Anvil podcast. And today I'm going to do my Monday mini episode here live on Facebook for all of those of you who could make it. Now, the Monday mini is an episode where I look back at the episode we just released, which officially comes out today, but it really comes out Sunday about 12 o'clock. And I talked about something I missed or wanted to talk about, but I could not. This mini episode is brought to us by my new free project, How to World Build. And right now it is currently a course which will take you through the process of building a city. A small city should take you under 30 minutes to do. If you're interested, go to howtoworldbuild.com and sign up for the free course, and you'll see how simple world building really is through the lens of creating a city. Now, for today's episode, the missed moment I wanted to talk about in episode 253, we talked about video games and what you can learn as a world builder from them. But as my missed moment, I want to talk about how you need to be careful with video games. And I don't think most of people who play them, will be shocked to learn that it's something that can kind of take over your life, and you end up spending all of the time you could create playing video games. Now, the first thing I think you have to ask yourself is, do you want to create worlds and share them, or do you want to play video games? And if the answer truly is you want to play video games, well, don't world build, play video games. Now, if you're unsure or you play video games because you're avoiding going further in your world building, this mini episode is for you. The first thing, I think you need to do is you have to understand why you're choosing playing video games when you could be world building or writing or playing tabletop games with your friends. And understand that, distractions are good, but a lot of times we use distractions like video games because we're trying to avoid something. And, the first thing you have to kind of do is work through with yourself on why you're actually trying to avoid world building or trying to avoid the sharing part of world building. What is the thing holding you back? And you have to work through it and get to a resolution so you stop always choosing the video games over the world building. Now, the next thing I think you need to do is you need to plan your time. Now, I use Google Calendar. And I literally go and I block off all of the things I can't control. For a lot of people, that's work. You should make sleep something that is locked in. We have kids, so like getting up and getting them ready and putting them to bed, those are kind of locked in. Spending time throughout the day can be flexible, but it's kind of based off of his schedule. But you have to really be able to plan, understand you have 168 hours in your week. And only a certain block of those do you actually have control of the time. Find out when that time is. Schedule in time to create and to do hobbies. Because if you might say world building is your hobby, then do it during your hobby time. But, for me, I have a block of time every day for creating. I have a block of time every day for hobbies, watching TV or just general relaxing. It could be reading books or whatever it is. So I have both of those times planned every day. They both give you benefit, right? If I do a lot of world building, I want something to distract my mind from it, to take me away from what I'm working on. And I'll come up with a lot of really good ideas when I have that time. It's kind of the idea of in the shower or when you go to the restroom, you have your best ideas. It's because your mind is being taken off of the task at hand. So it's really important. And a lot of people do avoid using hobbies, but because they say they have no time, as well as, skipping out on world building or writing or whatever you're doing with it, creating the game behind there. Whatever it is, you have to have those times and you have to do them religiously. And my thing is, if you're really down on time, or you're sick or whatever the reason is, when you get to that creative block, spend at least 15 minutes of it. And for a block of time, I usually look at an hour or two. I have 2 hours a day I have planned for creating content. So during NaNoWriMo, it's more writing. Other times of the year, it could be writing or world building or creating games or whatever it is. So whatever your thing is, when you get to that time, spend at least 15 minutes working on it, no matter how good or bad you feel. And the thing you'll find is a lot of times you can get more than 15 minutes done, a lot more than you think, especially like if you've had a long day at work. When I was working full-time for an employer, I used to do this when I would get home, and I would be, I'm too tired to world build, but I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work for just a few minutes. And a lot of times when I would do the first thing, my brain could transition over into that creative mindset that I needed. And a lot of times when you're creating stuff, having a mind that's slightly tired is actually in your benefit. You'll be more creative. It'll help shut off some of those filters that you've gained in your life. So make sure, no matter how you feel, to try and spend 15 minutes in that block of time that you've scheduled out to do it now. You might not be a great person where you can plan exactly what you're going to get done in that time. You can be creative and you can do whatever you want to creatively in that time, but spend the time creatively. If you lose your creative time, if you lose the time for your hobbies, it will affect your work. It will affect your family. It will affect all of those things about you. At least in my experience, that's how it worked for me. And I want to avoid it for you. So I hope you enjoyed this Monday mini episode. And I hope you all have a great week. I'll talk to you later.